In Parshas Yisro, we meet Yisro once again, the father-in-law of Moshe Rabbeinu, and following his hearing of Yishma Yisro, the Kris Yamsuf, and the Milchama of Amalek, and Hashem saved the Jewish people, Yisro heard V'yishma Yisro, comes to visit his son-in-law Moshe, brings the wife and the children, and Moshe goes out and greets him, his father-in-law, Kibirav, and tells him everything that happened and how he was saved, how Klal Yisrael was saved. Hashem saved Klal Yisrael from the Mitzrayim. And the Torah says that Yisro rejoiced. The lashon of the Torah is v'yichad, that Yisro was v'yichad. He was happy. Rashi says he was sameach. He was sameach to hear that Hashem saved the Jewish people. It's interesting to note, if you count the words in all of Tanakh, there's only 3 times the word chada, happiness, appears. The word simcha, sameach, happens 150 times. So Rashi gives another pshat, wondering why is the Torah use the word v'yichad and not sameach. And he gives a different pshat, which is a Gemara in Sanhedrin. There's a machlokas between Rav and Shmuel on what does v'yichad mean. One understanding is that Yisro became pained because he gave himself a bris milah. Chada, he ran a sword through his aver and he had a bris. And the second pshat is like Rashi brings, that he was mitzar, he was upset, he felt pain for the destruction of the Egyptians. Now, if you roll the tape back and you remember Yisro spent a little time in Mitzrayim, he was one of 3 counselors, advisors of Paro, when Moshe was on trial for killing a Mitzrayim. So Paro called in Bilam and Yeov and Yisro to say, what should we do with Moshe? And if you remember, all 3 had different eitzes for Paro, and Yisro left. He went back to Midian. He said, I'm revolted by this culture, and I don't hold a Paro anymore, and he left. And eventually we see that he became the father of Moshe. He was Megayer, V'yishma Yisro, he was Megayer, and Rashi brings at the beginning of this week's Parsha, he changed his name. He wasn't always Yisro. In fact, the first time we meet Yisro, his name was Reuel. He was a friend of Reuel. And we see a number of names that Rashi brings that Yisro had. He was called a Chaviv because he loved the Torah. Chibur, he was connected. All these different things. Yisro, we see a lot of times people, when they become a Mavakesh, they become closer to religion, to Hashem, they change their name, right? A Russell become a Ruvain, a Michael could become a Maisha, a Ben could become Binyamin. A lot of different people, they change their names, they dress a little differently, maybe they grow a little facial hair. We do different things to perhaps try to surround ourselves with some Kedusha to suggest that we've made a change in our life, right? And Yisro emulated all of these different things. Changed the name. Yisro is Megayer. But yet we see, the truth is in our lave, in our heart, that we cannot ever can't pull out all the things that perhaps once upon a time we were attached to. Yisro was part of that Egyptian culture. And so as a result, when he heard that the Mitzrayim laid dead at the Yamsuf, he was pained by that. It's a natural human feeling. He was pained by that. And I'm just thinking, so many of us, no matter where you started off in your Yiddishkeit, whether you grew up perhaps in a modern Orthodox family, became more Haredi, more yeshivish, or you were completely unconnected to Torah and you were Baal Tshuva. There's so many things as we're trying to make an aliyah to emes, try to learn, try to make a connection to Hashem. There's so many things that we leave behind that will cause us pain. And I think that it's important to realize that that's part of the process. Perhaps the pshat in the Gemara is that Rav and Shmuel are not necessarily arguing what exactly happened to Yisro. When you make a bris milah, a covenant to yourself that you want to grow, you want to live a more kedusha dika life, a Torah life. As a result of the bris, it's going to cause pain. There's going to be goosebumps and your skin's going to be prickly when you hear of your best friend from high school who married a shiksa and you're not going to the wedding. Or perhaps your friend's son's having a bar mitzvah and they're serving treif and it's mixed dancing and you're not going to the party. You love him, but you're not going. You can't go. It's whatever. It's a stira to halacha. All these things come up in our lives And what Yisro is teaching us, it takes courage to stand up. It takes courage to make a step forward for emes, to be a mavakesh, to be a Baal Aliyah. It takes courage. And to be part of Klal Yisrael is the greatest gift that a Jew could ever imagine to be part of, to know what a Melis B'Torah is, to learn Chumash and Gemara and Shabbos and the Chagim and all the wonderful mitzvahs and halachas that we live. It's an incredible way to travel through Olam Hazeh and have schar for all that and to raise a Jewish family. But it comes with sacrifice and it takes courage, and that we should know as B'nai Aliyah that we're going to have these moments in life where we're going to have goosebumps on our skin because perhaps maybe our ball team lost the Super Bowl, or perhaps our college didn't make it, and we've grown past that. We're past that stage, but yet there's goosebumps, there's a pain, and that's part of our growth process, and that we're going to have scar for that. And so we should all continue, like Yisro, we should continue to hear V'yishma, hear the Kol Hashem, continue to grow in our avodas Hashem. But it comes with pain. No pain, no gain. And perhaps that's the message as we read Parshas Yisro, Kabbalas Torah, that no pain, no gain. If you want the Torah, it's going to come with pain, but it's worthwhile because the benefits far outweigh the cost. A good Shabbos.